Mm. All right. Mm. Hi there. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Every single time I do this, I have terrible luck with the audio. Oh, good. Okay. I'm glad you can hear me. I accidentally just started playing my own audio off of my phone. Like a dumb guy would. So, once people are settled in, once one or two people are here, we'll just sort of go ahead and start drawing people's requests. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I probably won't go for too long tonight. I haven't live streamed in quite some time. So if anybody has any great, interesting requests, please tell me. Okay, let's see now. Oh, hi there, pedanticism. Yeah, I haven't done a live stream in a while. Um, but I'm doing one tonight because the other day I thought, hey, I haven't done that in a while. I am going to send the link to this live stream in the little Discord server that I have. All right, great. So if anyone has any interesting or important if anyone has any important or interesting requests for drawings, please let me know. In the meantime, I'll just start out. Do a Harley Quinn. Just start with a Harley Quinn. It's one of the default things that comes out of my hand when I sit down to draw. Harley Quinn and Batman. Just sort of two of the earliest things I started out drawing. And so I think they're burned into my hands. Please take the time to scan your brain. A British tourist in Spain. North FC. I don't think I know what North FC means. If someone wants to tell me, that would be great. Just starting out. I will not continue that accent because it is not going well. Oh my god, hi there. Yeah, can you draw a can of Hizicle of Pam missing Jim Halpert? He's my favorite. I'll tell you what, Retrospecs Productions. I'm a huge fan of your Forgotten Failures episode on the beloved sitcom Crass Uncle Chitty. So just for that, I'll happily draw Jim Halpert and Pam once I'm done with this mediocre Harley Quinn. Mediocre Harley Quinn, doo-dah, doo-dah. Mediocre Harley Quinn, oh, the doo-dah day. Alright. Look at this. I keep expecting someone else to talk. I'm so used to drawing with a podcast going that as I got quiet, as I got quiet, I expected the podcast to start talking. Yeah. So that's why there was a long pause there. And now there's a long pause here because I realized I was telling a boring story and I got kind of sick of myself. Pedanticism says, I don't have any requests, but I would like to know if you saw the Improv Columbo episode me and Ratsquid made in the server. I remember, I must have read through at least some of that because I checked the server. I know you're talking, but I can't hear you. But the thing is that nope, I don't have a thing. I'm sorry. I really thought I was going to land the plane there, Retrospecs Production. I thought I would be like Denzel in Flight, but instead I'm nothing but a dirty Sully Sullenberger crashing this son of a bitch plane into the ocean. I know it was the Hudson River, okay? I know all you fucking Sully heads were getting so ready to comment on me and say he was the hero of he was the hero on the Hudson. He was the miracle on the Hudson. How could you not? I'll tell you how I said the ocean instead of the Hudson River because I don't waste my life worshiping at the feet of Sully Sullenberger the way all of you do. It's this culture we're in. It's obsessed with Sully Sullenberger. I don't know why I just got on that tear, but I'd like to thank No Skill Ben. It's very sweet. Mike Wazali as Sully Sullenberger's co-pilot. Now there's a request. Thank you very much, No Skills Ben. I'll have to see if those skills are being over or under exaggerated. But thank you very much. Sully head here and I'm pissed. Is that why you went radio silent? You had to fight Sully, asks Mike Smith. Well, Mike Smith, that fake name someone would use to check into a motel. No, I'm not radio silent because I've been fighting Sully. I went radio silent so I could uncover the truth. And the truth is that Sully really was the hero of the Hudson. His co-pilot was a little green monster by the name of Mike Wazowski. That's already a bad Mike Wazowski. Look at the nothing I've drawn. It was an oval and a circle, and I could already tell that we have to bail on that. You know, I am gonna draw Sully and Mike Wazowski, but it did occur to me that the real funniest version of this would just be I would draw an airplane crashing into some water, and then I would have like a really big speech bubble coming out of it that said parentheses Billy Crystal voice, Sully, what are you doing? But you know who does not think he's a hero? The bird he killed. Oh Lord. I didn't want to say anything, but I went to high school with the brother of one of the geese that Sully ran into, and you could tell it hit him hard. And of course, you know, eventually one of us worked up the courage to ask our goose classmate, "Hey man, oh bicycle, it was nice to see you. Thank you." Someone finally worked up the courage to ask this goose student, you know, what was it like, you know, when Sully crashed into your brother? I mean, what happened there? And he let it slip that he's not allowed to say because there was a settlement in place between the airline on behalf of Sully and on oh gosh, what's the word? There was a settlement on behalf of the airline on behalf of Sully. The settlement, you know, I'm guessing they got some amount of money, like a token amount of money, but the condition is that the geese can never tell their side of the story. Why am I doing this? Why am I rambling like this? There's been too much discussion of Sully, both on this live stream and in the culture. That looks like a ballerina's foot. I guess he's just going to have to be standing on this because he's so short. Oh man, I could have gotten away with just drawing the top half of a head. There was no reason I had to be doing this. And Mike Wazowski definitely has claw feet. I've given him sort of Daffy Duck feet, but I'll make him into claws. I'll make a claw out of a nail and a mountain out of a mole skin. I don't know. Why did I think I could be funny? Such an error to fly so close to the sun. I haven't posted a new cartoon on here in a while. I did post one the other day. Between you and me, that was a Patreon exclusive that I decided to share with the public because I'm finishing up. I'm finishing up a Theodore. That should be the next like solo thing on my channel, and then I've got some animation I just finished for a group project, and that animation was kind of what was holding it up from being released publicly. So I'll have that before I have the Theodore, because that's just video editing stuff now. Why was I telling you? Why should you care? Well, it's quite simple, because I've drawn Mike Wazowski as Sully Sullenberger's co-pilot. He should be partially covered by the dashboard. Oh, so now now I'm getting critiques. I'm getting for all you know, this is bed. You saw this as the dashboard of the plane. This could be their marriage bed, okay? There's a nice little quilt that Sully's mom bought them. That was, you know, there was stuff on the registry, but this was a family gift. So there should be no dashboard because you were deceived, because Sully Sullenberger goes to bed at night with the control of his plane so he can fly planes in his dreams. Because even at night, Sully dreams of successfully landing a plane and not crashing it into a goddamn river. See, I said river that time. I didn't mess up and say ocean. There should be like a co-pilot's thing there. Okay, tell you what. I'll lean into it. It's fine. I'll lean into it. No, because I don't want to cause trouble. Is that his nephew from the comedy show? How big is Mike Wazowski compared to a guy? Have we seen Mike Wazowski in A Normal Human Man? I don't think so. Maybe on some behind the scenes thing where he hugs John Lasseter. You know, maybe when he went to the Oscars. I'm eating dinner with my GF. We're watching this together. Can you sound less cute? It's distracting her. I got bad news for you, Retrospects production. This is one of the cuter voices. You gotta lock that lady down, because when I go to clown around, I always wind up in Pound Town. I'd like to apologize on behalf of me and to your girlfriend, but on behalf of you as well, because you instigated. You were kind of asking for me to make that crude remark. He's 20 feet tall. Mike Wazowski could be 20 feet tall, except they meet a human girl. So we know what Mike Wazowski, how tall he is compared to a toddler. We can extrapolate from there. Because we can't take their appearance at the Academy Awards. Okay, Retrospect. So now people are just... You're going to pretend like people aren't dying to get with this voice? What was I'm sorry, I'm trying to read a message. This should turn into win, loser, draw. Guessing game would be fun. I mean, that would be fun. But right now I'm trying to draw one single thing and I'm floundering. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put the co-pilot plane controls right here. Look at that. Wow. Not only can I vaguely draw a U, but I can sort of square off the edges a little bit to give the illusion that it's a piece of machinery. And that's the kind of care you're not going to get from other cartoonists. That oh God, what can I say about him that's not libelous? That goat toucher, Charles Schulz, when he was drawing the Peanuts, do you think he would have taken the time to slightly square off the edges of the plane controls? No, he was drawing a dog sitting on a house and telling you that was a pilot. Snoopy is delusional if he thinks that he's getting into heaven. The war crimes that Snoopy committed upon the people beneath the Red Baron. Oh, I guess they were Germans, but they were World War I Germans. So they weren't as bad as the Germans would get. Still fighting Germans. We don't do that anymore. And that's not like a political, tee-hee, look at me, I'm Stephen Colbert, oh, there's so many Nazis now. I just mean, like, we're not at war with Germany. We're still at war with Russia. God, this country. Mike Smith says, it seems like you just hate pilots. No, I know at least 21 pilots, and every one of them is worse than the last. But I still don't hold that against the profession, even though I know so many awful pilots. Pedanticism says, I believe I have come up with a request. Theo from Celeste. I'm absolutely addicted to Celeste. There's no intervention that can help me. I'll Google what that is. I don't know what Celeste is, unless this Theo person is from Mama Celeste's Frozen Pizza. Hey, listen, Retrospects Productions, I would like to sincerely apologize on behalf of Snoopy, on behalf of the Charles M. Schulz estate, whom I am an official representative of. God, who else do I want to apologize for? I'd like to apologize for my agent and my manager and my co-star on this film, because I would not be apologizing if it wasn't for him. Hey guys, I'd like to apologize for that run of jokes, because it started as an apology and it turned into sort of an Oscar speech. Has anyone had to apologize at the Oscars? Because I don't think Will Smith did, because he smacked that guy, that Chris Rock fella. He smacked him, and then, did you guys hear me do that loud swallow? I'm really sorry. And then he got up and he won the Academy Award for Best Actor later in the night. But I haven't watched his speech since then. Did he ever apologize? Retrospects Productions says, I work with someone who is actually a Snoopy ambassador and helps with the Snoopy Macy's balloon. That's so amazing. Because the ambassador to Snoopy, I thought they were going to give that away as like a bribery thing. You know, where it's like you do something to get the president elected, you get to be the diplomat to somewhere, and they were finally going to do it for Snoopy, as though he were a country. I think maybe I'll just draw him with like pointy feet, so I don't have to draw his individual claws, because they look kind of nasty when you draw them out. Because they look like this. They're like a nail but only at the top of his finger. It's so gnarly. Like when you look at Mike Wazowski's rotted little fingernails, you know? Jarvis Bailey says that was the last time he actually tuned into the Oscars. Let me think about that. Have I watched the Oscars since then? I must have. That feels like so long ago. But no, because I didn't watch the Oscars this year or the year before that, and I think it's only been about 3 years. Oh, hi there, Paper Draws. Now, Psychic Dashton, the Vampire Slayer, says, Will Smith apologized to Chris Rock in 2022 via a YouTube video, but he didn't apologize when he gave his speech that night. That's what I'm getting at. I was asking sort of a vague, not real trivia question, but has anyone ever turned an awards speech into an apology? I don't have an answer. And I was, you know. I feel like I'm drawing an olive. Do you think they did a bunch of work coming up with Mike Wazowski's character design, and then they got to the end and they were like, fuck, it's just an olive. Oh my god, we went through so many designs. He was yellow for so... Guys, how long was he yellow for? He was yellow for like half the time we were working on the movie. He's going to be yellow. He's just an olive. We arrived at it honestly, but God, fuck, we made an olive. Then they pick up the phone and they have to call Michael Eisner, the CEO of Disney. And they're begging and pleading to keep their jobs. And he says, you thought I wouldn't recognize that was just a fucking olive? This movie's going to sink our company. But then Monsters, Inc. came out, and it turned out everyone really loves olives, so it was fine. And then John Lasseter went around, gave everybody a great big hug, and said, nice work, team. I just want to put a fucking sneaker on Mike Wazowski. I hate drawing these feet. They don't make any sense. I can't draw them without them looking ugly. I don't want to get hung up on... I don't want to get hung up drawing Mike Wazowski as Sully Sullenberger's co-pilot. Mike Smith says, I know everything about Mike Wazowski's feet. I have like 50 pictures of them on my phone. Hey, Mike Smith, you got to keep that to yourself, because people listen. Sorry, I'm sorry I laughed right into the microphone. But Retrospects Productions said, Michael Eisner is the CEO of Disney in the Monsters world, and then about his own joke wrote, boo, and then to that said, and I don't mean the child. That's a 3-layer salad of I'm gonna say jokes. Retrospects, who shall remain anonymous, they said just put him in a sock, so I think it's okay. Pedanticism asks if I consider myself the very model of a modern Major General, to which I unfortunately must say I am not the very model of a modern Major General, because I possess absolutely no knowledge about vegetables, animals, or minerals, and that's the only part of that I can really remember. Is that he says, I've information, vegetable, animal... I'm not gonna Google a picture of Sully. He'll just be a mustache guy. Kind of looks like Major Monogram from Phineas and Ferb now that I've drawn him out. But oh, this is definitely not a drawing of Tom Hanks. So I hope the real guy didn't look that much like Tom Hanks, because this guy's got a square jaw and kind of look in his eye that says he could take your wife from you. Right there, at the social gathering you're both at, this guy walks up to your wife. He says, "What's your name?" And then she goes, "I have a girl's name. I'm a girl." And then he says, "Well, girl's name. I would be a much better husband to you. I'm thoughtful and sincere. I'm Chesley Sully Sullenberg." Oh, that's the other thing, is that Chesley's first name is Chesley. Sully's first name, Sully's real first name is Chesley. God. Sully is the nickname for Sullenberger. He's Chesley Sullenberger, which is, you'll note, the craziest name in the world. Chesley Sullenberger sounds like a southern plantation owner. And I mean with all the racist implications of owning a plantation, too. Chesley. You know, it sounds like a Gone with the Wind character. Chesley, out by the barn. You guys big Gone with the Wind heads? I love the theme from Gone with the Wind, but only because it appeared in the montage at the end of the Great Movie Ride. A friend of mine, whose channel trailer would confirm this, I think, a friend of mine edited a recreation of the Great Movie montage, and I helped a little. Edited together a recreation of that, but with all the student films that had been made by him and his friends, and it was a really cool thing to work on. But it has kind of ruined all the music from the Great Movie montage, because then it's like every time I hear the Gone with the Wind theme, which I'll grant you is not often anymore, but every time I hear that music, I don't think of the movie, and I don't even think of the actual montage. I think of making that recreation of a montage. And that's why you shouldn't use pre-existing music in your films. Because you know, people have all these associations with songs, and then you can't control that. They bring that to the film. Anyway, this is the first real request of the night that I have finished. It's Mike Wazowski as Sully Sullenberger's co-pilot. Not the kind of drawing that requires a signature, but we'll give it. All right. What's up next? Somebody asked me to draw a character named Theo, and they are from something called Celeste. And so I will just do a quick goog on that while you all stare at my great Mike Wazowski art. I did not acquiesce to the final demand of the requester, which was to give him a polka dot purple mustache. I'm almost wondering if that was chosen as the request, because it would be hard to say. And then I would look like a fucking fool. And you would just love that, wouldn't you? Sitting there laughing at me from afar, instead of laughing at me in the same room, like we're supposed to. Like we used to. You guys ever get laughed at in the same room by someone when you said something totally serious? Like, you know, like in a movie, they'll do the joke where it's like, "Will you marry me?" Oh god, I tilted the screen. Hang on. Oh look, it's like they're crashing. We're going down. I don't do Mike Wazowski. Pretend this is a good Mike Wazowski impression. We're going to die. I warned you I don't do it. Oh, it's me, Mike Wazowski. He's a ghost now. Okay, what was I saying? It was really important and everyone was going to love it. But it's gone now. My mouth is so dry. But I couldn't possibly shut up long enough to take a drink of water. Okay. Character seems to be named Theo. They're from I think, a video game called Celeste? I don't know. I'm totally blind here. This guy's got a long head. Got kind of an... Oh, he looks like a friend of mine from college. I had a friend named Luke who, no joke, looked like a taller, handsome version of me. It just undisputably, like, if things had gone right for me, both genetically and luck-wise, I would have looked like that. Anyway, he's a very cool guy, and I have not seen him in years at this point. But I'll never forget the joy and the light that he brought to my life. He's not dead or anything. I just don't like making the first move of contacting someone, and I'm so busy with all of the stuff I do. Spent a good chunk of the day out shopping, but other than that, I've mostly been working on that Theodore cartoon that I want to have out soon. Then tonight I'll probably do some great video editing so I can post some of the stuff I did over the summer that was a collaboration with friends, which I'm supposed to finish up and show the world. Not that they've put me on a time crunch, but they're going to get sick of me so fast that I kind of do everything, you know. I mean, not fast enough to have it done on time, but I do it faster than I should. I don't need the reference for this part. I can catch up on the chat. Oh, thank you, Retrospecs Production. That's very sweet of you. You didn't have to do that. I'll find you. Mustache blue and purple. Don't ignore me. I know you've never laughed at a room I'm in. I mean, you've laughed at stuff you've said. You've laughed at things you were about to say while you've been in a room with me, but you've never laughed because I'm in a room. But thank you. That's very sweet of you. I feel like Billy Joel sitting at the bar while other people put bread in a jar and say, "Man, don't you want some of this bread?" Oh, sorry. Jarvis says relatable because they've mostly been editing as well. Yeah, video editing. I actually really like editing. It's fun. I get lost in it. It's like doing a puzzle, except there's no right answer, so I can bullshit my way through a lot of it. I really enjoy it. And over the summer, I did a bunch of live action stuff. And so I got to edit some of that. My friends edited the important parts. But I got to edit some of that. And then now I'm doing like some of them finishes so they can be posted online, some of the videos we made. So that'll be nice. That's a nice kind of editing because it's fine tuning. Yeah, maybe I might post one or two of those sketches here, but I think the main goal is to give it its own channel, its own space. But who knows? Keep an eye out here. There's one that has animation in it I just finished, and I'll probably see if people are okay with me putting that on my channel. And anyway. Pedanticism says, in their personal opinion, Theo is one of the greatest bisexual icons in gaming. Always great to hear it. Again, I don't know who Oh, is your profile picture, one of the reference pictures that came up is your profile picture, this person. So you're going to be especially critical that it's not on model. Let me think. Who are the great bisexual icons? Well, you've got people like David Bowie and Mick Jagger, where like a big part of the appeal was that they like talk about being bisexual. Like that's kind of the part of the brand. They'd be like, yeah, I've messed around with a guy. What of it? Why did I bring this up? Oh, but like, so to me, they're bisexual icons because they were talking about it a lot. But they weren't probably that active with it. They were on the bench. They were inactive bisexuals. This is here. Let me. If you want to take a screenshot of that, you can. Bidum bum. Bum 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 bum. Oh, yeah. If you want to take a screenshot of that pedanticism, I think bicon is fine to be normalized. It's very internet speak, isn't it? It's very you know, this wins the internet today. The phrase bicon. No, I think bicon is good. You can. Let's all spread that out in the world. Let's see. Listen, all bisexuals are inactive at some point, eventually, right? Because as long as unless a bisexual is also polyamorous, they're going to end up with one person. And so, therefore, you know, every bisexual goes dark at some point. That's the plan. That's the hope, you know. to, to settle down with a nice lesbian. Look off the shore of Maine. Does anyone else have a request? I'm sorry. Let me scroll through. I didn't catch any other requests. Which is fine. I don't want to build up a big back catalog. I don't want to. I mean, I'm ignoring that Jim and Pam one. Well, until people think of something, I'll try to do Scooby-Doo. On several past live streams, I have done a really bad drawing of Scooby-Doo. But I was just watching a Scooby-Doo cartoon earlier today, because I'm a businessman. But yeah, earlier today I was watching a Scooby-Doo thing. And yeah, so I still can't draw Scooby-Doo. I'm sorry. I was trying to like talk my way through it and go like, well, as long as I like mention that it's, it's so bad. It just doesn't. He looks like a fucking potato. I don't know if there's any cartoon drawers out there. I know there's artists in the audience. There are artists in residence. I wonder if any other artists have such trouble drawing this goddamn Scooby-Doo. He can't be a hard character for people to draw, right? Because there's so many cartoons of him that like entire factories full of people have been able to draw him and nobody cares. Like they're of a good quality. Is it there's something wrong with his eyes maybe? Is his eyes bigger or are they smaller? It's the worst Scooby-Doo. What the fuck? What is wrong with me? God. Okay, Remy at a rave. Somebody wrote Bo Burnham. And then someone said draw Scooby-Doo but edgy. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll modify this real quick. No. We'll do Remy. Scooby don't. That's edgy Scooby-Doo. Scooby don't. Okay, so I think Remy at a rave. Is it a rat rave? No, it's a people rave. It's a people rave. And he's on Linguini's head. There's a backstory to this Remy at a rave drawing. Because my first thought was rat rave, and instead of glow sticks, he would have like, well, I guess there's nothing smaller than a glow stick, but he would be holding 2 individual LED bulbs, those little ones that like come inside the Christmas lights. But I think instead the move is he's controlling Linguini at a people rave. It's a cat rave, and it's like it's like Blade, says Retrospecs Productions. Yeah, Remy Blade slicing his way through a cat rave is definitely its own. It's definitely its own thing. I remember being really scared of Blade as a kid. I would watch it. I think FX had it. FX always had the movies. But I was really scared of Blade, but I would watch it because it was a comic book and he was on the Spider-Man TV cartoon. So I was like, I know this is part of the stuff I like, but I hate this. But then watching it as an adult, I guess there's stuff that like Wimp Danny would find scary, which is still what I call current me, but just Wimp Child Danny. I'm sure he would have found some of that scary, but mostly all I could think was like, this is mostly kung fu. Like there was very little. There's not much vampirism after the first scene. Blade 2 is really scary. Maybe that's what I was scared of. I, a grown adult, will still stand by Blade 2 being really scary. Get Remy's weird little teeth in there. They're not weird for a rat, okay? They're just weird by people's standards. They're actually like really normal rat teeth. Like actually really good, healthy rat teeth, okay? Like my dentist said he uses me as an example for other patients. Okay. I am gonna Google a quick reference for Linguini. Because I can kind of picture his face. By which I mean I can picture this annoying guy I went to college with. I'm not talking about my good friend Mike, who is not annoying in the slightest. I'm talking about this guy that we knew. largely inoffensive. He just had a jittery way about him. And I shouldn't have called him annoying. Sorry, boss. Pause. The rat has paws. Okay. All right, Linguini, you got a big nose. Sorry to say it. I don't know if you're Italian. Based on the name, I'm going to say yes. But that might have been from your mom's side. Because your dad is named Cousteau, which is pretty darn French. All 3D cartoons are still a little ugly. I'm just looking at the stuff from Ratatouille. One of my favorite movies, like period, full stop, not just like favorite, like one of my favorite movies. Love Ratatouille so much. Um, even just looking at it, I hate like looking at their skin texture. I hate, you know, they just look like gooey people. I don't know. Maybe that's I shouldn't admit this publicly. That's the 2D bias in me. I love my cartoons drawn. I love my men ginger. That's not any kind of a dig at my boyfriend who is not ginger because he's also one of those people who dyes his hair all the time. So he very well could be ginger at any given moment. Sometimes he is. This kind of, this is a drawing of Linguini, but this looks like this one redheaded guy that I went on a couple dates with. And I will spare the audience tales of horrible single Danny, who at all times was just going on a series of terrible, terrible dates. I'll spare you that. And I'll just cut to the chase and say that one time I was kissing this redheaded fella, and we were kissing in a car, which I don't recommend. Don't go down to the lover's lane. I know that all the other kids in your class are going down to lover's lane, okay? And I know that you want to feel mature, and it's the first time in your life you have some freedom, so you're thinking, oh, I'll go down to lover's lane. No, you will. You'll be eaten by the blob, or a wolfman, or, God forbid, one of those guys who just has a hook. Sometimes what gets you down at sometimes the thing that gets you down at lover's lane is not a big monster. Sometimes it's just a hook guy, and that's the one you want the least. Because if the blob eats you, maybe that hurts, maybe it doesn't. We don't know. Maybe it doesn't hurt to get eaten by the blob, but we know for a fact that it absolutely gets hurt to get got by a hook guy. And if I sound like I'm walking away from the microphone, it's because I just realized my computer hasn't been plugged in and it's about to die. Oh, God. Oh, sweet, merciful Jesus. Oh, Lord Almighty. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, I was kissing a boy down at Lover's Lane. This was years ago. And, I was kissing a boy down at Lover's Lane. We were parked in a car. And then his parents, tracked the location on his phone and, sort of, flickered their lights at us from a distance as we were kissing down at Lover's Lane. And one of the mortifying experiences in my life, truly. We were adults. This was not like, oh, we were in high school. He was an adult and his parents tracked him. Anyway, and yet somehow I was the one who got ghosted. And I was the loser in that one. So, go fig. That's what a terrible person I was to date, and am, was that you could get me caught kissing by your parents, even though we're grown adults, but I would still be the one to ditch, baby. Not that I feel bad about that. I have a really nice boyfriend now. Do I want to draw Linguini in a mesh top? Like like out at the club. Like that kind of top? Do I want to give him that? He's skinny. I'm maybe making him too muscular, I think. Put a little thong on him. Yeah, there we go. There we go. This is what people wear at raves, right? Because I gotta be honest, I've never been a club hound, That's certainly a kind of gay guy. I'm more of the stay home and watch Turner Classic Movies kind of gay guy. And we're a dying breed, rapidly being replaced by annoying people with YouTube shows where they just watch movies. Rapidly being killed off by the Twitter film bro. I'm just kidding. It's not Twitter. It's X, the everything app. Okay, so show a little respect, guys. Okay. Put a little respect on their name. All right, now that I've looked up my reference of Linguini, I can catch up on the chat. Large Lump says, this is a very gay live stream. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Large Lump. Let me go back up real quick. All bisexuals are inactive until they hear their activation word. Scooby don't. Really insane thing. I have a picture of Theo printed out, framed, and sitting on my nightstand. Okay. He's French, bro. They made Toy Story and went, yep, every CG character for all time is a rubber toy. It has never gotten better. It has absolutely never gotten better. He's French, bro. No, but I mean, like, ethnically. You know? Like, let's see his 23andMe. Because he's got the big nose, and his name is Linguini. And Gusteau is definitely French. He's got the accent. And that Gusteau is his... I don't want to spoil Ratatouille for none of y'all. Listen, now listen. I don't want to speak about Ratatouille on behalf of the Ratatouille community. Simply as a fan and an observer. Gusteau is real French. Linguini, not that French. Obviously is a secret affair child. But why do I feel like he's Italian? Is it just that the name Linguini sounds Italian to me? Linguini's got to be an Italian word. There's no way that's a French word. Someone's first name could just be Linguini. There's no reason why his name can't be like Linguini. Oh, God, I couldn't even think of a French last name. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, I led you down that dead end. Would have been really funny if I thought of a French last name. You'd all be in stitches. And me? I wouldn't be, because I thought of it. It didn't sound that funny. It's not quite an on-model Linguini haircut, but we can say that's part of his rave look. Is this slight bowl cut. The Ratatouille. I love crime and also love cheese. I'm a rat and I live on a street in Paris. I steal some cheese, but I don't want to be a thief anymore. I want to learn to cook like a man. Hey guys, I want to apologize. I lost my job translating French lyrics into English for Disney. And it was a real wake-up call, you know, because apparently that song is not about the thieving angle of the movie, you know. And I actually got a call from one of the heads of marketing, and they said, we really want to de-emphasize the stealing angle of Ratatouille. And I said, okay, so let's make all the merchandise like gross, like we'll put like green slimy bugs on it because they're rats and boys love gross things. And they did that, and then no one ever bought it. But now, if you go to Disney World, there's a shelf full of Remy's, and they're not gross at all. The Ratatouille video game used to give me horrible motion sickness. These and other Jewish stereotype sentences will be said by me throughout the live stream. I hurt my wrist opening a pickle jar. A true recent story that sounds like a Jewish stereotype. Did you get Patton Oswalt to do that singing? That's a tough get. Here's the thing about Patton Oswalt, is that he's looking to pad out that IMDb page. You know? At all times. He says, it's not enough that I narrate every episode of The Goldbergs. Me, I gotta be in MODOK. In the Hulu original Marvel TV show, MODOK. Painstakingly stop-motion animated, only to be seen by no human beings. MODOK. I tried to watch a few episodes. I was not a big fan of MODOK. I'm sorry I admitted that now, because what if the executive producer of MODOK is watching, and he said, I was just about to give Danny Holt his own TV show, his own cartoon. But now that he has spoken ill of Marvel's MODOK, a Hulu original, Never again. All right, drawing rat feet, drawing rat feet. Now's the best time of the night. If anyone wants to, get in on the rat foot game, put in your request for rat feet now, and we'll do like a nice close up. And I'll take it to color, and I'll airbrush the texture of the rat feet. I'll airbrush it. I'll airbrush it like Drew Struzan, creating the poster for Raiders of the Lost Ark. I have still not taken a sip of my drink, if you will all pardon me for just about 5 seconds. Oh, God almighty. You know what sucks? That's not even the first time I've done that on a live stream where I've forgotten to drink for like 20 minutes, and then my throat gets real dry, and I start to cry, and I say, "Where am I? Who's president?" And then someone tells me who's president, and then I do a Seth Meyers style monologue about the starry state of our country. Give the rat a mesh shirt. Now you're talking. Now you're having ideas. Give the rat a mesh shirt now. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Retrospecs Production asks, what are you drinking? Thinking that they're going to get me in a real fucking gotcha. Thinking, ooh, now's my chance to slam this bitch for his Diet Coke problem. Well, I'm drinking a Diet Coke, but I have a water next to it. So I'm kind of doing both. So I drink water. Get off my back. Is it a Pepsi, they ask? No, I also don't drink from infant skulls, okay? I have a moral code. As a vegan, I would never drink Pepsi because it's made from the, let's say, tears of former Eagle Scouts. And I know that, and the rest of this country doesn't. What button did I hit? Why am I back at Scoob? There we go. Oh yeah, give the rat a mesh shirt. Well, I'll do the mesh shirt as an effect layer, so. Get out of here, you son of a bitch. Okay. There we go. Line art might have been a little too thick. Oh well. Well, that's the end of me. I got real quiet drawing that hand. That probably wasn't too entertaining. I apologize. Tell you what, let's all go around the room and we'll all say our favorite horror movie, and then I'll give my definitive opinion on them while you sit there silently and don't get to express yourselves. Okay, I'll start. What's the best horror movie? There's this one episode of Tiny Toons that is lost media, and people don't really watch movies anymore. They just watch YouTube videos where other people talk about movies. So I guess that random episode of a children's cartoon that's lost media, that's the scariest horror movie of all. Why am I mad at the lost media people? No real reason. Hi there, Hank Hill. Screen name Hank Hill. Frequent viewer of channel, whose name is just Hank Hill. They've granted your request. They've screamed. This is just like Vincent Price in The Tingler. Guys, I didn't hear the gales of laughter so loud that they came from your own homes into my ears. The Tingler is this old B movie from the 50s. It's one of those William Castle horror movies with a gimmick. And they put little vibrating things under the movie theater seats. And they put little vibrators basically under the movie seats. And then in the movie, there's this monster called the Tingler. And, they would act like it was running loose in your theater. And then at the end, Vincent Price says that the only way to stop the Tingler is to scream. And then he turns right at the camera and he goes, so scream. He tells all of you to scream. And I do. I usually wake up screaming, but that night I was watching the movie alone in my house, and I said, all right, Vincent Price. And then, to my horror, he answered me. But that's enough of that story. No, not really. Doesn't really have an ending, but it's still more of it than I'd like. Okay, we're nearly done with Remy at a rave. Just finishing up here now, and then I'll do the mesh shirts. What kind of club would Remy go to? I feel like a dumpster. God, glow sticks will be the death of me. Hello, Lala Brave. If that is your real name. Just kidding, we know it is. Okay, now I'm just gonna do mesh shirts. But yeah. No. But yeah, but no, but yeah. But yeah, no. Retrospects Production has said club sandwich. Oh, fuck. What club would he go to? Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. You can't say that. Not on TV. That's not allowed. You can't do vaudeville. Okay. Now we're gonna turn that down to this degree. Going with a darker color, and we're just gonna add a quick mesh texture to it. Just to absolutely make it clear that it's a mesh shirt. Draw olive oil. This is Mike Smith's request. Draw olive oil from Popeye looking at the man and his rat with disgust in the background. Well, I'll have to let them get a clear shot of the real thing first. And then we can do your... Then we can do your thing, okay? God. That's how, like, a man would do an impression of a woman from the years 1975 until 2011. Whenever Jimmy Fallon, I almost said Kimmel because he's in the news so much. Whenever Jimmy, what the hell with me? Yeah, whenever Jimmy Fallon stopped doing that weird thing where he would act like a teenage girl. I don't know. I just know it because it's in the theme park ride, honestly. There we go. So, that's Remy at a rave. Go in. Oh. That's the kind of noise that'll be playing at my rave. It's the famous song from that one episode of SpongeBob where the jellyfish have that rave. Everybody loves hearing SpongeBob quotes said out loud. Coming up next on your top 10. Do you think Casey Kasem is in heaven? I do. Seems like a nice guy. Also, I don't believe in heaven, so just kind of everyone goes there. That's my rule. And honestly, it should be God's. I don't want to tell him how to do his job, but I think I could do it better. There we go. Remy from Ratatouille out at a rave. There we go. Now someone tell me I spelled my friend's name wrong, and I'll panic, and I'll go to change it. And then I'll say, no, that's right. Okay, so that's Remy from Ratatouille at a rave. I can draw olive oil in a minute and make it a changed version. I'm just giving people a chance to get a screenshot in case they need to. Wait, no, stop! Don't anyone take a screenshot of it. Nobody move. I missed the freckles. There we go. My girlfriend just left me. I think she's on her way to you. I gotta be honest, I don't buy that, but you really got my hopes up, and it actually kind of destroyed me inside that you would say that, you know. Oh, shoot, it's Kayla with a C and a Michael-esque A-E-L. I don't want to be a bitch. And thank God nobody named Michael is here, except whoever... I guess there was Mike Smith. But that's a fake name you're using to check into a motel. Well, whatever it is, it's gone. I've been bad with the memory today. Do you think it has anything to do with this loud pounding sound coming from my temples? Anyway. Oh, what I was going to say was that I don't care who I offend because there's no Michaels here. I have always been thrown for a loop. By the way, Why did I delete this? I was about to do a variation on it. There's that. I'm going to duplicate it, and then on the duplicate, we will draw olive oil from Popeye. Anyway, the way Mike was spelled with that little A-E-L, I don't care for that. It's not pleasing to see those letters next to each other. It's actually terrifying to me. What does olive oil look like? In my head, this is what olive oil looks like. I'm gonna Google it and fix it real quick. Her name is spelled O-Y-L. Olive Oil. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Her nose is rounder. Her hair is actually way worse. Whoa. Okay, her hair is actually way worse than this. Yeah, her hair is like... Yeah, it's like a nasty little middle part. No offense to people with middle parts. Your middle part definitely doesn't look like this, you know? This is way worse. Okay, does she have, like, girl lips? Does she have girl lips? And other scientifically accurate questions. Olive oil is hard to draw. I shouldn't have said yes to this. I never should have agreed. I'm in over my head. They're gonna break my legs. I mean, I kind of broke my leg. Not really, but... Well, I hurt my little leg, and I'm making it everyone else's problem. That's too big. Okay, I'm not directly copying from the photo on Google, but I'm pretty darn close to just copying it. Okay. So she's not as awful as I'm making her out to be. But look at this. Look at this fucking hair, dude. Looks like she has a comb over. God, her voice is too high for me to even do like the terrible impression of. It's like a Betty Boop. It's like a oh gee pop. That's Elmo. Fuck. Why did I think I could try? It's like oh gee. Nah, fuck. I go right to Elmo. I've got no in between with me. It's British narrator or Elmo. The two genders. Look, I don't want to be political, but did you guys hear that announcement? That there's only two genders, and they're Elmo and British narrator. But listen, I don't agree with that. That's what the government said. And I think that's wrong, actually. I think it's actually super wrong of the government to do that, but I'm not going to do anything about it or say anything about it because that'd be like super inconvenient right now. I have like a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Okay, yep. There we go. Okay, so there's olive oil looking at the previous drawing. And I gave her some glow stick necklaces. I proposed to my wife with a glow stick ring, and once it stopped glowing, she packed up and left. Grayscale 0 says, my sister just sprayed hand sanitizer in my face. Well, first of all, I'm sorry for your loss of like a loss of vision or maybe loss of sister. I don't know how severe you got in your retaliation, but Grayscale, I gotta be honest, I'm taking drawing requests, so I can't really help you. I could draw you getting hand sanitizer in the eyes, but my guess is that you're not going to be able to see it, so it'd kind of just be pissing our time away. Our limited time on Earth, which I gotta be honest with you, I don't know how it's going to be for you the rest of your life. What would I mean? You have no eyeballs. Your sister threw hand sanitizer in your face. I mean, that's just a waking nightmare. If you break Christopher Walken's legs, you get Christopher Whelan, says Pedanticism. That's fun. Mike Smith says, if it helps, I have no idea what she looks like. You were just talking about olives before. That made me think of her. Oh, I guess I was talking about olives. You know, Popeye's ship is named after her. It's his ship, the Olive, which I only know because at Universal Studios you can walk around me ship the Olive. My throat is really scratchy. Let me see if I can do Popeye right now. Hang on. Take a big loud sip. Okay.
Oh, no. That was right to the koala. Hang on. Oh, I'm Popeye the I'm getting my throat to do it. Hang on. Oh, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I am what I am what I am. Yeah, that's it. I can't talk like this forever. I sound like I have like I used to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day.
See, now that's an impression that sounds like it's mean to people with a stoma, but it's actually really nice of me to do that because it advocates for the dangers of smoking. It's actually nice of me to be imitating the speech pattern of someone who's had a severe surgery. That can't be the word. Let me do a Robin the Boy Wonder. Oh, Robin. I remember when I was a kid and I would watch Batman stuff. Every once in a while, my mom would feel the need to just remind me that when she was a kid, she had the biggest crush on Burt Ward as Robin, and I would go, okay. Then she would go, yeah. My dad didn't do that too often. Maybe that's why my siblings have that conspiracy theory where they think he was secretly gay. I don't remember my dad often going like, "Ooh, that Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, va va voom." Maybe he did, and I just blocked it out. Maybe he was every once in a while just going like, "Oh boy, Farrah Fawcett, what a beauty queen she was." My dad didn't talk like that. My dad wasn't in the mob. It's kind of a cute little Robin I've done. I'd kiss him, like only if he asked, if he wanted. I mean, I could ask. I could ask him. But it's fine. I wonder how old I probably just when he turns 20. Hi, Benjamin McMullen. I probably just when he turns 20, right? When does Robin like officially feel the pressure to like, okay, I got to stop being Robin? Because, the costume, the getup, the name Boy Wonder. Like, what age do you think he was when he was finally like, I just gotta, because he's on the Teen Titans. Like, was it when he left? I don't know. I guess, I'd still call myself a Boy Wonder if I was doing anything of note. Like if I had to be in the newspaper and they were like, we need a name for you. I mean, I probably wouldn't suggest it. Do you think I should suggest it? You think I should? I think it's a pretty good idea. Anyway, he's got the Peter Griffin Homer Simpson shirt collar. People always talk about Family Guy being a ripoff of The Simpsons. The only thing I think is a ripoff is Peter Griffin's outfit. Like why are they both in button-up shirts? Like like Homer Simpson, it's like whatever, they designed him and that's it. But if you're making up Family Guy, you're living in a world where the most famous cartoon family, the dad wears like a button-up white shirt. Although I guess Homer's is short-sleeved. But like, I don't know, man. It's weird. Peter Griffin wears his with rolled-up sleeves. This and other costume choices for cartoon characters. That's what I'll be talking about for the next 3 hours here on Drive Time WKLA. Make sure you call in and tell us which groups of people you hate and fear, and we'll just go right ahead, letting you spout your gibberish on the air. WK6LA, I'm trying to get fired. WK6LOPA. Kept adding letters. Flew a little too close to the sun there. Robin looks like he's pushing his tits out. I can't remember if anyone made an actual request, but I'll just do Robin with his tits out. I'm kidding, it's YouTube. I won't draw him naked. I'll just draw him absolutely stunning. I have to make it clear through the drawing that this is adult Robin and not the child Robin. I have to make that very clear as I draw this buxom naked woman. Or I could just, I guess I could make it back row. But then it's not funny. Then it's just a drawing of someone with yabos. Max likes your yabos. That's from Hocus Pocus. I'm a real millennial. I love my Hocus Pocus. I I was thinking of doing like a video, some kind of a video, some kind of sketch about like this experience I keep having where I'll think, "Oh man, they should make a sequel to that. Why haven't they made a sequel to that?" And then I look and they have, or like I will remember like Hocus Pocus. I was just about to say, it's kind of weird they never did anything with Hocus Pocus. And then I remembered, was it 1 year ago or two? They came out with Hocus Pocus 2. Like that exists. They already did it, you know? And here I am like a fucking schmuck, like an idiot, thinking why haven't they made Hocus Pocus 2? Let's see here. I said it before, but British tourist slash North FC in Spain. Okay, I'm going to Google what North FC is. That's right, I'm ignorant. What do you want from me, Sam? Sam 2. No, the name is Sam 2, not Sam. And then, whatever. Look. I just typed Norm. My brain is fried. Absolutely fried today. Okay, I'm seeing... Can I tell you what I'm seeing? I googled North FC, and it seems to just be drawings of large men, like heavy-set fellas, in red shirts that say North FC, and they look angry. They look like I think it's a soccer. Feels like a soccer thing. You can write your request, dumb creature. First, I have to draw. North FC is a meme derived from old British football guys. Okay. So I'm drawing round fella. Drawing a big round fella, and I guess he's in Spain. I sort of made him look like a ventriloquist puppet. And then I forget again. Sometimes movies come out and I completely forget. This is La La Brave saying this. Movies come out, I completely forget. Every other month, I'm reminded that a live-action Lady and the Tramp came out like a couple years ago. You're right. I believe that starred Tessa Thompson, who I believe is famous from being in Thor: Love and Thunder. She's in real stuff too. She's around. No, she's in the Thor people like. She's in Thor Ragnarok. Anyway, I haven't gone back and watched that movie. I wonder if it's still, because I remember everyone loving Thor Ragnarok, and I remember being mostly positive about it. But I wonder if, like, you know how the charm of that got old so quick, like the world is relatively anti Taika Waititi at this point. Which it happened stunningly quick. I don't know what he did. I don't remember. I feel like people liked Jojo Rabbit, didn't they? Anyway, I wonder if Thor Ragnarok still like holds up when you watch it, or is it like, has it just aged badly because everyone got so sick of that style of humor? Do we think it was just from that clip from the making of what's the Ryan Reynolds movie nobody saw? Free Guy. Do we think it's that clip people always post from the making of Free Guy, where the director, Mr. Night at the Museum, Sean Levy, do we think that it's just that how do I describe it? It's the clip of the director. It's Sean Levy, and he's saying Taika Waititi can improv in a way that is frickin' sublime, and he just says it like that, and it's really painful to listen to. Do people know this clip, or am I harping on a thing that other people don't remember? I don't know how to denote that this man is in Spain. I'm so ignorant of cultures. What's going on in Spain? Retrospect's production seems to remember Thor Ragnarok more closely than I do, by which I mean it's probably seen it more recently than I have. Says, it's fine. The practical sets feel very small, and Chris Hemsworth feels like a high school football player bluffing his way through the fall comedy. Though that's our big comedy stars now, the Ryan Reynolds of the world. What with their hard comedy chops. which, whatever. I'm sure people were complaining when Cary Grant dared to star in Bringing Up Baby. Um, I love the movie Bringing Up Baby. It's classic Howard Hawks. Um, what would you call it? Screwball comedy, and I feel like is it Pinata? Is it Pinata exclusively Mexico or is it also Spain? Oh well, I'm drawing a pinata. Maybe it's a Mexican themed birthday party in Spain. Anyway, bidum bum bum bum. So, oh, Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, the Ryan Reynolds of the world. That's what comedy stars are. But I'm complaining about that. I'm sure people were complaining, when Cary Grant, because I Bring Up Baby, great movie. But Cary Grant plays a nerd in it, and he's just so clearly the most handsome and charming anyone's ever been. Um, oh, good. You have a good night, Retrospects Productions. I regret that you came here. Remind me to bar this from the list of things you're allowed to do. But thank you for coming by. Gotta go out while I'm the #1 crown emoji thing. I don't know what that is. Whatever that is new from the last time I did a live stream. This is not how a pinata looks. This is clearly a stuffed horse. Okay, so the person told me to have him be annoyed at a Spanish waitress. But again, how do I convey that a waitress is Spanish? What do people wear in Spain? What is... I'm Googling Spanish woman clothing. I'm not gonna get what I want. I know that. Here we go. Spanish women clothing. You're all just staring at this. Okay, I'm getting some very stereotypical, kind of cartoonish results, but I guess that's what we'll do. I guess we'll just play to our cartoon stereotypes today. It's fine. It's Spain. They're Europe. They're Europe. They can take it. They're conquistadors. They're as much a colonialist as anyone. Why I should be mocking the Spanish. Yes, I should spend every day screaming from the rooftops about how the Spaniards are coming. Yes, that's it. That'll throw 'em off the scent. Oh, now I'm just drawing a shoulder in silence. That's no fun for you guys. Does anyone have a gibberish thing they'd like to talk about? Would anyone like to suggest? Tell you what, let's all just play music. What if I start doing that? If I just turn this live stream into we both listen to music I like while I draw, and then you guys sit there and occasionally I'll respond. What a fun journey that'll be for all of us. I think this waitress came out kind of pretty. I think she's a cute gal. She's got attitude. That's for sure. I didn't mean to objectify this cartoon waitress I just drew in some incredibly stereotypical clothing. Seems like a messed up thing to do. Okay. Here's your drawing of the football meme guy yelling at a nice Spanish waitress. Mike Smith said, see any movies? Let an old man think. Have I seen any movies? Probably never. Probably never seen a movie in my life. I feel like I've just been rewatching movies. Let me see real quick. Somebody requested something. Oh, I'm so dumb. From your other requests, but can you draw a razor from Objectified? Let me look up a razor from Objectified. Razor. Objectified. Okay. Sure. It looks like this is a living razor blade. Can I ask, is this isn't from something offensive, is it? This isn't, I mean, it's got a tail. Whatever. I just mean is that this isn't from like hate speech or something, right? Guys, do we think do we think the talking cartoon razor blade is from hate speech? Hey, chat. Hey, guys, really serious question here. That was almost Alan Alda. Okay, so it looks like his head is mostly a rectangle. Okay, and then we're just gonna lay in this little outline here. Scott. Okay, and now his eyes appear to just be sort of Pokemon, you know, the tall, or Animaniacs, really. I think Pokemon might have a little bit of detail. It's time for Animaniacs. Emersini to the night. So just sit back and relax. You'll have to go up. That's the Animaniacs theme, you guys. Don't know why you weren't all singing along. I mean, we rehearsed this for weeks on end. And not one of you had anything nice to say to me the whole time. I mean, come on. Okay, it looks like he has sharp teeth. Okay. He's got like a real mane of hair here, huh? Oh, it kind of flares up at the sides. Hang on. Yep, there we go. Okay, not totally sure why I chose this perspective for the drawing. Why he's turned so far away, but whatever. That's what came out of me. And what come out of me is what you be seeing on the screen, though. Okay, does he have a leather jacket, or is he? Nope, he's got like I don't know, some manner of fur thing. Got one arm. Nope, he has two arms. You know what? It would probably help if I knew what the heck this was. But I don't, because I only watch movies from olden times. I wanted to go see that new Spinal Tap movie. But I probably won't, because I'll probably end up doing other stuff. And saying to myself, Danny, you don't need to go see a movie. It's a waste of time. You have things you need to accomplish. But then I'll just sit at home. Not accomplish it. Okay, he's got like a tail. So, I think that's what this character looks like. Kind of. I'll do one little polish. There we go. Ta-da! Now he's got a razor blade on him. Pretty exciting stuff, wouldn't you say? See, Dumb Creature says, sorry if it's a little different. No, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's not confusing. No, I just don't know it yet. Oh, thank you. I hope you, here, let me sign it. Free to take a screenshot or what have you. Let's see. A fabulous idea has struck me. Doc Brown from Back to the Future riding a bomb a la Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Okay, I can do that. Did you like the awful Hulu Animaniacs? Huh, kind of sounds like you're poisoning the well there a little, calling it awful. I will say this. I like the look of old Animaniacs much more because the characters are meant to be 1930s cartoon characters, and the versions on the Hulu thing do not look even slightly retro. They look like modern, sharp, angular cartoons. Joey99 says you should draw the dudes from Brokeback Mountain. I'll do that super fast. Make it real gay. Not that you have to make Brokeback Mountain real gay, but just draw kind of. Give him some cowboy stubble. Now, you're probably wondering, hey, is this Heath Ledger or who's the other one? Is Ryan Gosling or Jake Gyllenhaal? Who's the guy? Who's the other guy in Brokeback Mountain? I know the one is Heath Ledger. And the answer is neither of them is neither of them. I'm just drawn to cowboys being gay because it tickles my fancy. Tickles a couple things. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my joke. Please laugh. I beg of you. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Look at how steamy this is. Hubba hubba. Ain't you just loving it so far? How does it look when someone wraps their arms around someone else? There we go. I'm going to draw him sort of wrapping his hands around him. Isn't this nice where I get really quiet and the stream gets really boring? Okay, sorry. I'll think of something to talk about. Let's see. What does Danny Holt usually talk about? I don't know. Lame bullshit, I guess. Usually it's some kind of a voice thing. People usually ask about voices, think about voices. Then I shoot my mouth off or whatever. Shoot my mouth off as in the turn of phrase where you say something. Not in the literal sense where I blow my mouth off of my head like when Daffy Duck gets a shotgun to the face and his beak spins round and round and round. Real gay cowboys. They're acting pretty gay. These gay cowboys. They're acting super gay. 'Cause they're cowboys. And they're also herding sheep. Isn't that what they're doing in Brokeback Mountain? I have seen Brokeback Mountain. I don't think I've ever finished watching Brokeback Mountain. I've seen like 10 minutes of it. And that's not a comment on the quality of the film. It's just that I'm deeply, deeply homophobic. And I can't watch gay people. You may be asking, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. You're gay. How can you be homophobic? Well, I'll tell you, it's internalized homophobia, and it's a real scourge on the community. I didn't mean it to, but these definitely do not look like the fellas from the movie. I wasn't shooting for like likenesses or anything. I just was like, I don't know, just wing it. But no, these are two different gentlemen. Why are they hurting sheep? Herding with ERD. They would never hurt sheep. They're nice dudes. Although I guess you could argue that, you know, raising livestock in any way is harmful to you and the livestock, you know, to Mother Earth. That we shouldn't be doing it. This guy's got a real soft face I've given him. Yeah, when you herd sheep, you're not necessarily hurting them. This honestly looks more like a gay Indiana Jones than the Brokeback Mountain guy. Oh, hi there, superstar Sean R. Arnold. How you doing? Oh, I hope it's okay that I read your full screen name out loud. Wow, it's your screen name. Might not even be true. Now draw Olive Oyl in the background, disgusted. I think Olive Oyl's chill with gay people. I think she's only ever met 2 in her whole life, but you know, I still think she's down with the homos. I think she's generally a peaceful woman, although I shouldn't assume that, right? Because she's honestly half the time she seems like she's willing to go with, you know, Bluto, the bad guy. Right. Drawing gay cowboys. And then someone wanted me to draw Doc from Back to the Future riding a bomb. Like in Doctor Strangelove. Or how I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb. I don't like when movies they do that alternate title thing. Although I love on the TV show Rocky and Bullwinkle how every episode had 2 titles. I loved that because they were usually 2 really stupid puns. And I just loved the idea of always doing 2 for some reason. So it would be, you know, tune in to next week's episode, The Falling Moose, or Help, I'm About to Hit the Ground. You know, it would be something like that. Yeah, I should send this to my boyfriend. He would love these gay cowboys. But that's because he loves all gay cowboys. He's got a charity he runs, the Foundation for Gay Cowboys. That's not true. He doesn't run it, he just volunteers there. Boy, I am not even half-assing these hands. I am quarter-assing these hands. Quarter-assing, quarter-assing, everybody. See, I can't even make up a fake song tonight. I'm really off my game. I threw the Emperor off his groove, and for that I was defenestrated. People who think they're so cute and funny love to tell you about the word defenestrated. I'm trying to draw chaps and make it clear that they're chaps, but I don't know how that works. Although these 2 chaps are kissing, if you know what I mean. They're actually not kissing in the drawing. I don't know why I said that. Give him a nice, taut, round buttocks. Firm, round buttocks. Cute button nose. Thick, wavy locks. That's what Shrek says when he finds that he's been turned into a human being. There you go. Here's a drawing of gay cowboys. I apologize for being a little quiet during that drawing, but I'm dead inside. And you should be grateful you're getting this at all. Let me just check in and see how long we've been doing this. Oh, it looks like we've been going for about an hour. Might not be a bad time to wrap it up soon. Tell you what, I will get to that request. What was, oh, you're very welcome, Joey. Yeah, the pedanticism wanted me to draw. Wanted me to draw Doc Brown from Back to the Future, riding a bomb. So here we go on that one. I think the pose for riding the bomb is like looking at the camera. That's my memory of it. Okay. Yeah, so it's something like that. I think, you know, the guy in the movie is like flopping around a cowboy hat. But Doc Brown doesn't really wear a hat. He wears those goggles, I guess. I feel like it's not going to be clear that it's a missile. It's just going to look like he's sitting on a big circle, so I'm going to have to cheat the perspective on this, I guess. Because I'm too lazy to figure out how to do it correctly. Although I guess I could just look up the movie, work from that reference, but... You think I'm going to do that? Absolutely not. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. And won't you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. And they'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, and I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Someone says, what about in the last movie? Oh, my favorite variation of that gag is from Sam and Max, where the episode is always based on some strange novel. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun having 2 different titles for the same thing, isn't it? Does Doc Brown have a hat in the last movie? I guess he does, but then I'd have to draw Old West Doc Brown. And while I'm perfectly comfortable drawing Old West Doc Brown, I do think when someone asks, and I could be wrong, but I won't bother to check, I think when someone asks for a drawing of Doc Brown, I think they expect classic BTTF1 experiment scene Doc Brown. That's the Doc Brown, you know. But you know what? If you go to Universal Studios, I think he's in the 2015 costume. Pretty much always. So, in conclusion, who gives a shit? Danny, you're boring. The ratings have come in, and you're just appalled. We're gonna shut down YouTube because of this. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The thing that shuts down Google will be investing heavily in stupid AI bullshit. No, they'll be fine. What are you gonna do? Bing stuff? I don't think so. More so than Disney. They're untouchable. Because nobody wants to be the guy who's like, everybody use Bing. It's really because of that. I think, you know, I think it's all from that. Because I'm sure YouTube makes money, but I don't know how much of a profit it turns. It's probably pretty expensive to run YouTube. Apparently, Rump Shaker is considered poor taste as funeral music. We'll Meet Again is in perfectly fine taste at a funeral if the person believes in religion and was not such a jerk that we're all pretty sure he went to hell. Those are the conditions. You know, you got to meet those requirements. But supposing it's just an ordinary everyday funeral and, you know, the person believed in God or whatever, then sure, why not? Because then it's implying you'll meet them again in the righteous kingdom of heaven. I don't think Doc Brown even wears boots for the experiment. I think he might wear shoes. And maybe I think the pants flare out big like that on his experiment clothes. Yeah, I have to make them sort of whip in the wind, though. So. There we go, yeah. So it does not look good if I color it black. Okay. Ooh, that's ugly as sin. God, this sucks. Why didn't anyone tell me? Nobody told me I was doing a really bad job. I can't trust you guys now. The whole leg, the whole perspective of the leg was wonky. You can see every once in a while I'll just start scribbling something. And, like, you know, just if something's not coming out right, I'll just cover it in lines. Because I'm trying so many things and they're all failing. I heard Cranberries Zombie at a funeral once. If that made the cut, anything, well, I think that's kind of poor taste. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let me think. What would I want played at my funeral? That's a good question for everybody. Do you know what songs you want played at your funeral? I think Tom Lehrer passed away pretty recently, and I've always liked the idea of playing "We Will All Go Together When We Go" at a funeral. But the message of the song is about, like, you know, nuclear war. It's not really about the death of an individual. You know what song I always thought would be maybe the worst song to play at a funeral? There's a great, great Paul Williams song. I said that like I was dying. Paul Williams song. There's a great Paul Williams song that he wrote for Phantom of the Paradise. It's not featured as prominently in the movie as some of the other songs. Great song. And I think I'd like that played at my funeral. It's very mean. Yeah. I'm sorry, I have to. I'm trying to Google the end of Doctor Strangelove, but I know I've done it from a different perspective. So, I'm never gonna die. I paid a wizard to make me immortal. I'd see if you still have the receipt for that, because living forever usually turns out to be a bad idea. You know, like it doesn't always. I don't think immortality is ever the right answer, you know? Yeah, okay. There we go. So, movie songs to play at a funeral. I've heard before the thing that the Monty Python song "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life." I've heard that that's a very common funeral song. I My Way has been played at maybe every funeral I've ever been at. When my father passed away, the funeral home said pick 3 songs, and we went, why? You know, because we didn't want to do like a Spotify mixed playlist with these funeral people. And the funeral home, they says, well, you pick 3 songs, and during the, while everyone's coming in and paying their respects during the wake, those 3 songs are going to play over the montage of photographs. And it'll be quiet and it'll be in the corner. So it's just 3 songs and they just loop over and over again. And we're like, well, that's already a little bit weird. And we go, okay. So we sit there and we try to brainstorm, what are 3 songs Dad would want played at his wake? And it was kind of a daunting thing because you feel like, well, you can't pick something he didn't love. Like, but then like the music my dad listened to was not stuff you'd want played at a funeral. So you gotta like, okay, what's like a sad song by that musician Dad liked? And we're sitting there trying to think of it, and then we were told, no, it's from this list of like 20 songs. So you've got like no options, and you realize, at least I realized, like, oh, this must be every funeral home's list of songs because this is what's playing at every funeral home. It's like the Hawaiian version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's like that and God, I don't know. My Way by Frank Sinatra, but that's probably requested pretty commonly. And then like What a Wonderful World. It's like the most obvious like songs to play over a montage. I guess it didn't have the Sarah McLachlan, In the Arms of the Angel. It didn't have that. But that might just be because that's a little depressing. I don't remember what 3 we picked. I wish they had Elton John's Elton John's song. Daniel, my brother, you are much older than I. Because my dad liked Elton John, and the name Daniel. That'd be good, but I don't think that was on the list. I'm sure my mom could tell me, but I don't want to go ask her about her husband's funeral. Not usually a thing I bring up for fun when I'm talking to the old momster. Superstar Sean R. Arnold says, we can tell you're from New Jersey/New York with that one statement. Hot to Go would be a fun funeral song, Mike Smith. If I do die, I'm going to be so freaking hot, says Mike Smith. And I got to tell you, Mike Smith, even though that's a fake name that you use to check into motels, if you die and you remain hot, that's something to celebrate. You will have no way of knowing unless, afterlife, maybe. But that would be a wonderful thing to keep in your heart. If we're actually talking about, no joke, songs I want played at my funeral, I was just talking to my boyfriend about this the other day. Not that I'm dying, just a song that always makes me cry. I wasn't talking about dying. I was talking to my boyfriend the other day, and I was telling him about the Warren Zevon song "Keep Me in Your Heart." That's like the ultimate funeral song for me. Warren Zevon, who is perhaps best known for writing Werewolves of London, was a wonderful, wonderful songwriter, and he wrote a lot of really beautiful stuff. But he had a very good like sense of humor about things, a very dark sense of humor, and that was in a lot of his music. A lot of his songs are about death and macabre stuff, and another one of his famous songs is Lawyers, Guns, and Money. There's the album that Werewolves of London is on is named Excitable Boy, and that is the title track. Excitable Boy is like describing a serial killer. It's but as if he's just a boy being a boy. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, Warren Zevon. So Warren Zevon, he had what is my greatest nightmare in life, and I don't even want to talk about it. He went to a doctor and they told him he had 3 months to live, which is like the thing one of the things that I like freak the most out about, because I don't want to know how long I have left to live. Anyway, so he found out about this and he went and he recorded one last album. And apparently, right after he found out, he wrote this song. It's a beautiful song. It's called "Keep Me in Your Heart," and I like can't even talk about it because if I start talking about it, I'll cry. It's like such a beautiful song, and so I think at my funeral we will probably play Madonna's "American Life" because I think I want to leave the world listening to Madonna rap. I'm drinking a soy latte. I get a double shate. It goes right through my body, and you know I'm satisfied. These are the words of Madonna. This is the poetry. This is my truth. Okay? If you can't handle that, maybe you need to get right with your God. I'm putting the mad scientist goggles on him because I think that was understood when I took the request that, of course, Doc Brown would be wearing the mad scientist goggles. Should they cover his ear? No, they'll go behind his ear. Great Scott, Marty. It's me, the Doc. Am I doing a good Doc Brown impression? Doc Brown is one of those impressions. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Christopher Walken. It's like, who cares if you can do a good one? Everybody does it. You know, like nobody. No, you're not even doing. You're not even doing. You're not even doing the real guy. You're just doing everyone else's impression of him. Like when you do Arnold Schwarzenegger, does anyone ever, like when someone's trying to do impressions, do they ever sit down and watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? No, they just have heard other people do that impression so many times that you just you just start doing it. You just start imitating voices. And Doc Brown is definitely in the club of every dude thinks he can do it, and I'm sure a lot of them can. Great. Okay, so this is Doc Brown, and he's riding a bomb a la Doctor Strangelove. Do I want to tilt it? Is it better tilted? Nah, it's better the original. We'll meet again. There you go. So, Pedanticism, if you'd like to take a screenshot of your request, there it is. Let me catch up on the chat, and then maybe we'll start wrapping things up unless anyone has any final requests, which sounds very funeralistic. I'd love to know how much longer I have to live. I would never want to know. What? No, I could never. Dude, I'd freak out even if it was a long time, even if somebody was like, it's exactly 25 years, I'd be like, fuck, no, don't tell me that. I don't want the pressure. I could go on and on about funeral music. Some people have acted as though I'm insane for having a funeral playlist. No, I think that's not too crazy. We're all moving over to PeerTube, right? The decentralized open source independent YouTube variation working on the same principles of Mastodon, where you're in charge, not the algorithm. I don't know this. I don't know what PeerTube is. If that's real, then it sounds great. I was with my dad when he was dying, and Warren was his favorite singer. And as he was dying, on my phone, just played a bunch of his songs, so literally his voice was the last thing he heard. That's beautiful. Lawyers, Guns, and Money, which was my dad's favorite song because he was a lawyer. That's very nice of you to share. Thank you, Sean Arnold. I don't know what the last thing my dad would have heard is. I was not with him when he died. But that's a story for any number of detectives. No, it's a great song. Lawyers, Guns, and Money is a good thing. Is the bomb gonna hit? Probably Biff's Pleasure Palace, because for some reason every Back to the Future thing only has Biff as a bad guy. It's a great song. Oh God, what is the one song I'm thinking of? Take the opportunity, funeral, do something really annoying they would hate. I one year my friends had a living funeral for me, which was really sweet and kind of nice. Um, it was like around my birthday, and we were all getting together for some other thing, and they put together a living funeral because I used to talk all the time about how much I would love a living funeral. So, anyhow, if nobody has any other requests, I guess I'll wrap up. Great. Scott. That's Sean's edition. Sean R. Arnold said I should add that. So there it is. Yeah. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for coming out. I've had a nice time. This was a very relaxed stream. It's the first one I've done in a while. Running still a little over an hour we've been doing this. So thanks everybody. If you're not part of the Discord, you're welcome to join it. Ah, damn it, I forgot my last request. Reverse mermaid, human bottom half, fish top half in a noir detective's doorway. Well, you got the bomb one. Okay. So anyway, yeah, thanks everybody. I'll see you real soon. Hopefully with some complete stuff.